How many times have you found yourself drowning in guilt, letting it consume you entirely, without realizing how much it's sabotaging your own happiness? Every mistake, every regret, every opportunity wasted out of fear of not being good enough. You look in the mirror and only see flaws while life passes before your eyes, filled with chances you don't allow yourself to take. And the worst part? Guilt convinces you that you deserve this suffering. But what if I told you that you can turn the tables? That there is a way to free yourself from this burden and finally live? The weight of guilt you're carrying might be silently sabotaging you. How long have you been living with this feeling of heaviness on your shoulders, as if you're always on the brink of falling? Maybe you don't even notice, but this guilt that feels so normal has become a part of you. It's subtle, like a shadow that never leaves. It silently tells you that you don't deserve to be happy, that good things are for others, but not for you. You think you're living, but you're actually hiding, avoiding opportunities, convincing yourself that you don't deserve a lighter future. And what if, for a moment, you could release that guilt? Close your eyes and let it go. Understand that everyone makes mistakes and you're human. Maybe that's the key missing for you to live fully. By the way, check out the pinned comment. It might be the nudge you need. Do you only see flaws when you look in the mirror? Maybe the mirror is your greatest enemy, not because it reflects your appearance, but because it shows you what you can't accept about yourself. There's a silent judgment there, an endless list of imperfections that you've learned to see as defects. But have you ever stopped to think that this vision is distorted? That you've been taught to be critical of yourself and to ignore the good? Maybe you need to look at yourself with more generosity, learn to see beyond what seems obvious. Remember that everyone has flaws, and that's exactly what makes us unique. Look with a bit more compassion. If you allow yourself to see what's good, life will start treating you differently too. It doesn't have to be now, but when you feel ready, check the first comment for a tip that might help you. How many times have you said, "I can't," out of fear of failing again? This fear, this "I can't" you keep repeating, has become a part of who you are. It's like failure has marked you so deeply that your mind refuses to try. Every time you say "I can't," it's like you're giving a part of your life away to fear. And in the end, what's left? A person full of potential, of dreams left behind, of moments you didn't live. But what if you tried, just once? If you jumped into the unknown and understood that failure is part of it, that every mistake is a step in your journey? Fear might be stopping you from reaching something incredible, something only you can experience. Have you been through this? Share your story in the comments. I'd love to hear it and help you overcome it. Do you think you deserve the suffering you feel? It might sound strange, but sometimes we get so used to pain that we start to believe we deserve it. That this suffering is our punishment, a way to pay for something we did even though it's in the past. But it shouldn't be this way. Pain is temporary, and if you allow yourself, it can teach you valuable lessons. You deserve better. You deserve to feel joy, happiness. Don't let this feeling become your identity. The world has more to offer than this punishment you impose on yourself. If this resonated with you, consider subscribing to the channel to find more content that can help you break this cycle and find your path to healing. Every opportunity you let slip away is a victory for the guilt that consumes you. How many times have you found yourself on the edge of something new but backed off? Maybe it was a job opportunity, a chance to make a new friend, or even a personal project. But instead of taking the next step, you shrank back. Guilt stops you from seeing what's around you and living experiences that could transform your life. It's like there's a voice pulling you back, saying you're not good enough, that you'll fail. But what if you silenced that voice for a moment and allowed yourself to try? What could happen? Guilt doesn't have to win every time. You have the strength to overcome it if you take the first step. You might find the motivation you need in the pinned comment. Take a look when you can. Do you remember what it was like before you got trapped in the past? At some point you were free. Before the wounds, before the regrets, you had dreams and hopes. But now, it seems like everything comes down to the weight of what's already happened. You've forgotten who you were, what it was like to live without worrying about the consequences of every decision. But this doesn't have to be the end. You can bring back that sparkle in your eyes, that desire to live fully. Don't let the past define who you are now. The future is still waiting for you, full of possibilities and new stories. But first, you need to break free from the chains that tie you to what's gone. Have you ever felt this way? If so, share below. Knowing we're not alone is a big step towards healing. Do you try to fill the void by sabotaging yourself at every step? Some people try to fill the void in different ways, through work, relationships, or even shopping. But what happens when none of that works, when deep down you know you're just covering up holes? This void is actually a sign that something inside you needs to be addressed. Something you've ignored, but that's still there, waiting to be cared for. Self-sabotage only takes you further from the peace you seek. Stop and reflect. Don't you deserve more than this internal struggle? Allow yourself to explore what's hidden, because that's where you'll find the true meaning of your journey. If this reflection touched you, subscribe to the channel and discover more about how to heal this void and find your path. How long will you keep allowing the weight of the past to paralyze you? Everyone carries baggage, but some people refuse to put it down even when it becomes a burden. It's like walking with invisible chains, preventing you from taking the next step. Maybe you've gotten so used to this weight that you don't even realize how much it's affecting you. But know that you have the power to let it all go, to move forward and discover what awaits you on the other side. Every day you allow yourself to release a little of this weight, you get closer to a lighter, more authentic life. Look within, find what needs to be left behind, and allow yourself a new journey. And when you're ready, the pinned comment might be the start of that transformation. What are you missing out on today because you can't forgive yourself? Every choice to live in the past is a choice to give up the present. Think about everything you've already set aside because you decided you didn't deserve it. The opportunities, the happy moments, the unforgettable encounters. Everything is lost when you decide that guilt is more important than your happiness. And for what? Life doesn't wait, it continues, and every moment you hold on to regret, something slips away. But there's still time. You can free yourself, let go of the guilt, and make room for everything that's yet to come. Happiness can be yours if you allow it. Have you been through this? Share your experience in the comments and know that there's a way to overcome this pain.